Welcome to Inland Empire Alive, bringing you issues, events, and perspectives from throughout San Bernardino and Riverside counties. I'm David Brady, and on today's show, Wayne Scott talks about Lifehouse Theater, the community theater group he founded in 1993 in Redlands. That's today on Inland Empire Alive. Well, I'm joined by Wayne Scott, the founder and president of Lifehouse Theater in Redlands, which for more than 30 years has been staging redemptive, inspirational stories on the stage. Wayne, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. An honor to be here.
Let's start at the very beginning. You got your, you had a double major at UC Riverside.
Yes.
I know you're a San Bernardino native, political science and religious studies. And then you went on to get a master's degree in theological studies. When did you know you would make a career out of combining faith with stage, with theater? You must have always loved performing?
You know, it's always been an avocation. I was planning to go into law, but when I was in the school at UC Riverside, which was a wonderful place to attend, I discovered that I had other interests. I was working at the state capitol. I was a very young intern, and I had the honor of working with a state senator. And I saw a revival of Mary Poppins at UC Davis, and I was just struck by the animation, the art, the storyline, the acting, and I thought, as I watched the impact on the audience, I thought, I really want to have that kind of impact using the arts and to be more creative. And as much as I enjoyed trying to make a difference through the political realm, I really wanted to see if I could do something that would touch the hearts and minds of people. So I went into the arts, the theatrical arts, and I really have enjoyed how that door is opened, and many other people have come alongside and helped us at Lifehouse Theater. Tremendous talent throughout the Inland Empire. I'm amazed.
How much of a challenge was it to launch a faith-based organization?
Well,
I mean, community theaters are hard to get off the ground, period.
Yes, indeed. And for me, it was faith and a credit card, and some wonderful friends who were business-minded. And I asked them, you know, this is a vision that I think I have to really make a difference in people's lives, the arts and storytelling, redemptive storytelling that families can come and really enjoy. And they said, well, you know, it just doesn't seem like it would really work. And so we looked at it as a nonprofit. And what makes a difference is the faith component. We are interdenominational. We're open to anyone who has a faith or no faith. And we just are many people from many different walks of life working together. Those who know Scripture, it would be 1 Corinthians 12 in action, where every part of the body contributes to the whole, and we try to accomplish something that no one of us can do by ourselves. But working together, whether you can sew or act or make coffee or pull a curtain or play an instrument or whatever you do, there's a place for you in the theatrical arts. And so we work with about 400 actors and actresses, and they're all volunteers from all over the Inland Empire. We have people behind the scenes who love to help us in tech or lighting or sound, whatever it might be. And all of these talents come together, and it just sort of grew. It just sort of gathered moss as it rolled along. And people have really come to it and brought their talents. And we have a family atmosphere, and I think that's contagious in the audience. We have 30,000 folks a year coming to a theater that seats 210 people. So,
talk to me about the venue.
Yeah, it's a renovated church. I had some board members who were in common with some church board members, and the church was vacating. It was First Reformed Church, I believe, of Redlands, and they're now the River. And so the question was, could we turn that into a theater setting? And I had my doubts, and I was worried that people would be put off by a church building. But as it turns out, it's very inviting, and people love it. It's a historic building. It was built in 1950. And so we've renovated it into a stadium-style, state-of-the-art 210-seat theater. And we have 30,000 folks a year coming. So we're just going every weekend, 4 performances a weekend. And so we're just always reaching out to our audiences, and they faithfully come. So there was faith on my part, but then we share a faith together, something in common. We all trust in God and in what He'll do in changing lives for the better. And we've seen kids get off drugs or overcome bullying or even stuttering, or people who are recovering from divorce. They find, hey, I have a talent, and there's something I can do that can make a difference in other people's lives, and I can release my gift, my God-given gift. And so it's just been a wonderful ecumenical project.
The way you talk about it really feels like that old, let's put on a show.
Yes.
Where everybody, as you say, contributes a talent and they just sort of whip it up and it's a barn, it's people are just, painting,
Yes.
wood and.
Oh, everybody puts in sweat equity. And when we renovated the building, it was all volunteers again. We did it in 4 months. We took out all the pews. We sent them to a wonderful church in Mexico. And we turned it into a theater. So when you walk in, there's a theatrical lobby and theatrical seating, a stage. It's a beautiful building, and it's been a wonderful setting for what we do. The architecture almost prepares people's hearts to receive something special. And many people say, wow, I didn't expect this, and they've been uplifted by the quality. And one of the comments I hear the most is, I was strangely moved by that. And we love hearing that. I stand at the corner of the stage and greet people as they leave. I talk to hundreds of people every year, and I'm just amazed how the arts and theatrical arts with a redemptive message can touch hearts and really inspire people.
We'll have much more with Wayne Scott after these messages.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
Well, I'm talking with Wayne Scott, the founder and president of Redlands-based Lifehouse Theater. Let's talk about some upcoming productions. The holidays are upon us, and I know you have a busy calendar of holiday-themed productions. Tell me about the first one coming up, Scrooge.
Scrooge. Oh, it was the first production I ever wrote and produced back in 19 and actually for the last 39 years I have had one or more productions that I have been blessed to produce at Christmas here in the Inland Empire, and Scrooge was the first, so it's very dear to my heart. And it's the Dickens Carol, is Christmas Carol, as you would expect, with Ebenezer Scrooge and the visitation by the ghosts. Ours is unique in that it's told entirely in rhyme and music, and so it's a lot of fun, a lot of comedic elements to it, and things that you might not expect, but it's very faithful to the story.
Is there a challenge in taking these stories that everybody knows and finding a new way of telling it? I mean,
yes.
Everybody knows A Christmas Carol. It's been done a modern way, it's been done the classic way, it's been done in America.
Yes.
Is it tough to find a way that hasn't been done?
It was when I worked on it at first, and now we try to find new aspects and angles to tell the story in a fresh way. I think the rhyme scheme is very unique, and I haven't seen any other version that does that. And people remark upon that, and they feel like it's almost Shakespearean, but very accessible. And it's a way to also add some humor, and people really enjoy the humorous aspects.
So this show will be November 22nd through December 28th, 2025. Tell me a little bit about the Bethlehem Marketplace. This is something that's really unique.
It's a unique sight, sound, taste, touch, smell experience.
It's not a play.
It's not. It's a walk-through tour. People will be going into tour groups. We'll be able to accommodate over 5,000 people, and you can make a reservation and become part of a tour group where you will experience ancient downtown Bethlehem as it was the day after Christ's birth. And a number of biblical characters will be on hand. It's a storyline that unfolds. It's made to seem very spontaneous, but it's carefully scripted with a narrative. So there's a story that unfolds, but you will experience it, and it's interactive. We'll have over 200 costumed actors and many different scenes that you're a part of, and you'll see the first nativity.
Is there an element of improv? I mean, are your performers prepared to respond in character?
Yes, they will be able to. We're helping them with training. It ran 11 years, many years ago, and over 50,000 people experienced it, and many people say that they don't leave the way they came in. They're quite changed, they're quite impacted. They're amazed at what they learn. It's very educational. They thought they knew the biblical story, would be a comment I hear often, but now they can see it in a fresh light because they felt like they were there.
You're walking through it, as you say. You're literally a participant in the story. This will be at Pathway Church in Redlands from December 9th through the 20th. Let's talk about A Christmas Song in My Heart. This is another show that's coming up starting, or it will be on December 14th and 21st.
Yes, this is a perennial favorite we do every year. The true story behind famous Christmas carols that we all know and love. And we tell these stories in vignettes. We cover usually 9 or 10 in the evening, quick, zippy hour. And everyone has an opportunity to sing the carol right after they learn the story. And the stories are remarkable. People would have no idea how Joy to the World or Hark the Herald Angels Sing actually came to be written. Silent Night is another amazing story. So we tell all those stories, and it's a lot of fun. People really have their hearts warmed at that time of the year.
What is some of the feedback you hear from folks who maybe hadn't been to a faith-based production before?
Well, sometimes there'll be people who'll be coming dragged in, kicking and screaming, and not sure what to expect. But we don't try to be heavy-handed. We're very user-friendly. We want people to feel comfortable, and the message is just woven in. You know, Francis Schaeffer said all art has a message, and we want to place at the marketplace of ideas at the table and to share our faith in a very straightforward, non-threatening way. The story is what comes first, and everything is just a natural outcome of the story.
Is there a through line that you search for in deciding what productions to put on, in terms of values, in terms of, as you say, the message that you're trying to impart? Is there some core essence that you look for?
Well, I think Hollywood doesn't quite get it. There's a huge underserved audience of families who simply want warm-hearted entertainment that's sincere, inspirational, makes you feel good, affirms faith, and builds people up. And that's
Isn't
what we try
necessarily
to
like
do.
biblical stories.
Yeah, yes, we do biblical stories. I just finished Jonah some time ago, and that was my 27th musical that I've written, and it's just a great outlet. But we also train other writers, and we have people behind the scenes who are learning all different kinds of aspects of theaters, particularly young people. And
I noticed you had a lot of like fairy tale based
and
productions.
we do that too. We have Beauty and the Beast coming up in January. And so we put our own spin on these, but they're very faithful to the originals, and people really like that mix of faith affirmation and good values that they can feel good about when they come.
What gives you the most satisfaction that not only did this venture succeed, but you are 3 decades plus into this now and it's going strong?
I just love seeing lives change, especially our young people. We have a very friendly atmosphere, and we help train our young people in a very safe environment where they can feel comfortable expressing themselves in the arts. And I see their lives transform. It can be everything from improvements in grades to just knowing that they have a gift that they can release and have a productive part of society. Many of them have gone on to professional careers. We've worked with thousands of alumni, and it's just wonderful to see what happens. Many people have met and married at Lifehouse, and we call their children Lifehouse Productions.
Well, Wayne, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. I want to make sure people can find out more. You can go to lifehousetheater.com where you can purchase tickets. Again, pleasure having you and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Visit iealive.com.